Guys sitting in for the incomparable Ronnie Shields because he's in New York right now. We have his former fighter, Adam Mantequilla Lopez, along with Big JR Bell. All this and more on the latest edition of Real Boxing with Ronnie Shields.
Proudly presents living legend and elite level trainer Ronnie Shields.
Guys, welcome. Happy Tuesday to all of you guys. And I tell you what, usually, guys, at this time, we're featuring and we're welcoming the living legend Ronnie Shields to the show. But obviously, he's in New York, so sitting in for him is going to be his former fighter, Adam Mantequilla Lopez. Adam, how art thou, sir?
What's going on, guys? Let's talk some boxing.
I tell you what, guys, and as usual, to help me have co-hosting duties, always does a fine job. I couldn't do it without him. My brother, Big JR Bell, for the Boxing Source. JR, how art thou, man?
Doing good. I'll see if I catch up with Coach Ronnie tomorrow. But for the time being, just chilling at my location where there's even more snow that's falling in the Washington D.C. area.
Oh, dude, I tell you what, man. Guys, and once again, we've got a lot to cover. In the immortal words of Jerry Reed of Smokey and the Bandit fame, we've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Eastbound and watch all band and run. Oh, wait, hold on, dude. What is this? Look at this. Look at this little girl named Brandon Rojas. Can't even use his real name. I can't believe you. Nasty work. Dude, you're starting to sound like Devin Haney. Dude, you're bitching and moaning at me for a $20 bet that you sent me 3 requests, and now you want me to jump? Who are you, dude? Do you sign my paychecks? Are you my boss? You can't even use your real name on this YouTube page. And you're here every night. Not saying this show, but you live on YouTube. Do you need that? Dude, if you really need the $20, I'll do it right after the show, man. But until then, piss off, dude. You sound like a little bitch. Yes. Dude, can you believe this guy?
Wait, what
this
happened?
Guy's a little bitch. Dude, he's a Canelo fangirl.
Okay.
Now, dude, I'm going to put you in timeout. Brandon Rojas. Dude, Brandon Rojas, the little kid. Ching out, dude. Look at that guy. Can you believe that guy? Nasty work. Ching out, dude.
Wait, what happened?
Huh?
What happened?
Apparently, we bet before the fight. He said Benavidez was going to knock out David Morrell. I said Morrell was going to knock out Benavidez. Benavidez won, and now he thinks he got the bet correctly, and he says I owe him $20. And I said, you know what, dude, that's fine. I'll pay you, but I forgot about it. And now he's coming on the show saying that it's nasty work, like a little bitch. And I'm going to leave it up there, Mr. Brandon Rojas, just so everyone can see this, that you're crying like a little girl and you live on this YouTube platform. This is why no one likes boxing fans. They're absolutely worthless. They steal all the events, they bet illegally, and then they cry it like a bunch of bitches staying with anonymity. You see this? You see this? And I'm going to leave this up here the entire show. How do you like that?
Oh, man.
And so there it is, Mr. Brandon Rojas, little girl. You go cry to your mommy. Anyway, guys, while we're here, let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat. My brother Toby Bartlett from across the pond. How are you, my friend, my brother in Christ? Also, another one of my brothers in Christ, Alberto. Saludos to you, my friend. And also, Brother Juice. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. And boxing is indeed on fire. And that's going to introduce our first segment, guys. Are you ready?
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for Fact or Fiction.
Why, thank you, Floyd. Appreciate it, guys. So here it is. First one. I'll read these because you guys are my special guests and you're taking Ronnie's place this time, okay? So I'll read them. And this first one, we're going to go counterclockwise. This first one's for JR. Number one, KEYSHAWN Davis will get frustrated and ultimately outpointed by Dennis Brenchick this Friday night in New York City.
False.
Fact or fiction, brother?
Fiction.
Fiction. KEYSHAWN Davis.
One at
KEYSHAWN
a
Davis.
time, tranquilo, guys. I'll tell you what, JR, what say you? Why is it fiction, sir?
KEYSHAWN Davis will eventually break down Dennis Brenchick and stop him within round 6 to 8. I think that it's going to be a factor that Dennis Brenchick was only having one fight in 2024 in comparison to 3 fights for KEYSHAWN Davis in 2024. And in those 3 fights, KEYSHAWN Davis was able to add to his abilities and adjust to different styles there as a fighter against the likes of Jose Pedraza, Miguel Madueño, and Gustavo Lemos. And even though you have Dennis Brenchick as a former silver medalist himself, being from the Ukraine, having that kind of like a similar foot movement style as maybe a Vasyl Lomachenko, but I don't think he's as fast as Lomachenko or as fluent as Lomachenko. With his offense and his defense. And I think that KEYSHAWN Davis, with his height, his youth, his speed, will be able to overwhelm Dennis Brenchick and get the better of him in the mid rounds there in the fight.
My apologies. I was on mute, guys. My apologies. Adam, what say you, man? Do you agree with JR?
100%. That's a fucking very good analysis of what possibly will happen. I think Brenchick is.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks, brother.
It's paid. it's exactly what you would think. What JR said. It's just I feel that Brenchick's kind of awkward, kind of straightforward style, but KEYSHAWN Davis just too many looks, too many styles he could do. And he's at the prime of his career right now. I think probably not even at the prime of his career, but I mean he's on fire right now. There's no stopping. There's just a snowball effect. This guy is just gonna take his best opponent. I think he's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat him decisively, and I think he may get a late round stoppage.
Well, I tell you what, that very well may be the case. I love this fight though. And I think it's a lot more interesting than most people realize. I'm not sure what the odds are. I haven't looked at it today because a lot to do. But what are the odds currently, James? Do you know?
I mean, they had KEYSHAWN as a significant favorite, fairly significant. Try to confirm it here in a little bit, but it was like for that whole fight card, it was crazy though, because it's like minus 700 for a lot of the fights on there. But for this one, they got KEYSHAWN Davis at minus 650 and Dennis Brenchick at plus 450 with I guess 87% of the best place on KEYSHAWN Davis on the money line. And the over under is 10.5.
Now, let me ask you this, Adam. Now, thank you for the odds, brother. I appreciate you looking them up that quickly. Well, let me ask you this, Adam. Dennis Brenchick versus KEYSHAWN Davis.
Yeah.
KEYSHAWN is the title challenger. Obviously, he's the favorite. They're going to be fighting in New York. Dennis Baranchyk, though, is a live dog, and he's listed as a 450 plus 450. Terrence Crawford, moving up 3 weights, is only a plus 150 at this time on most race and sports books, with Canelo listed as a minus 200. Can you believe that Crawford moving up 3 weight divisions is people are looking at that and saying he has a better chance to beat Canelo than Baranchyk beating KEYSHAWN Davis? Is that right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, Terrence Crawford.
No.
Wait. Say it again. You're saying that Terrence Crawford has a better chance of beating Canelo than...
No. Yeah, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, one of the best fighters of our generation, probably has a better shot than Dennis Baranchyk, who's probably not even the best Ukrainian fighter. And, and he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna beat KEYSHAWN Davis, who's probably the best up and coming guy.
Dude, honestly, when I saw that face off, right?
Yeah.
Today, where he started grabbing the belt, KEYSHAWN, and going nuts and talking all kinds of smack. Dude, for a second, I wanted to hear some Genesis. I thought I was looking at a young version of Phil Collins, the lead singer of Genesis. Isn't that what you were thinking? Have you seen him? He looks like little Phil Collins.
Nah, I gotta take another look at that.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Dude, I started singing that when I saw it. That was amazing.
She's an easy lover. Oh my!
That is one of the best walkouts ever. He in the air that night. It is so good, dude.
Isn't that a great song?
Yeah, it's a fucking great song to come out to. I forgot who came out to it, but I was like, God damn, that's a good fucking.
Yeah, dude, that's a great entrance song. But look, let's just face it, and you know this, Adam. Fighters absolutely have the worst taste in music. You know, man, how many road trips did you want to kill yourself because someone else was in charge of the stereo when you guys were traveling to a show?
Yeah, very true. But In the Air of the Night has been used multiple times. I want to say Danny Garcia came out to it, and then I also want to say somebody else. I was like, oh no. It was a bad Julian Williams, J-Rock Williams, when he fought Charlo, he came out to the song. And then he got stopped, but still it's a fucking great song. It's a good song.
Guys, just for shits and giggles, right? What do you think Devin Haney's going to come out to, man? Or what should he come out to? What would be the most fitting intro for him with this eventual rematch in October with Ryan Garcia? If you had to pick a song, what do you think? Would it be Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond?
Nah,
would it be Like a Virgin, Madonna?
Nah, because he's not like a virgin. He already got to him. So
would it be In the Navy or YMCA, The Village People?
Be Wet Ass Pussy. That's the song.
Would it be Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood? Maybe Respect by Erasure, right? I'm trying to pick up the fruitiest dance songs that I remember back in the 80s. Jeez, when I used to DJ. Is that a little hard, man? Is that a little harsh, brother? JR, do you want to just move on, man, and just
we can go to the next one.
Poor Devin Haney. Let's go to the next one. This one's for this one's for Adam Lopez. Okay. Number 2.
Yeah.
Excuse me, guys. My allergies are killing me. Number 2. Who does number 2 work for? Canelo signing a 4-fight deal with Riyadh season is a final nail in the coffin for PBC. Fact or fiction?
Fact. I mean, they're pretty much non-existent right now. And now that the biggest star in boxing and the biggest guy in their stable is now with DAZN, it's curtains for him, dude. They're just done.
Yeah, you know what? We featured Rick Glazier on the show last night. Guys, if you haven't heard it yet, go check it out. It's still on our channel. JR, he brought up the pay-per-view numbers being less than 70,000, around 70,000 purchases. And I said, well, really, with Canelo signing with Turki Al-Sheikh for the next 2 years and fighting in Saudi Arabia for 3 of those fights, does it even matter what the pay-per-view numbers were at this point?
No.
JR?
Fiction. Well, the thing is, we got a number of events that are coming up under the Premier Boxing Champions banner, not just through pay-per-view, but through Prime Video. And they're going to continue to do these events. And for me, regardless if it's PBC, Top Rank, Matchroom, Queensberry, Golden Boy Promotions, it's all about trying to work within your budget and provide the best events possible within your budget and don't overspend. And I think that that's pretty much what's happening with a number of these promotional companies. Recently, we had this stuff there with Queensberry Promotions, who is about to, they have kind of like, distributed their new deal with DAZN, and they've announced a few of those events under DAZN. PBC is about to do the same thing here with Amazon Prime. And it's, more so of what they were planning to do the previous year. It's just that, you had a whole lot of things go on in the previous year. So what you're going to see is not just, those pay-per-view events, but you're going to see those PBC on Prime Video events that people were looking for last year. And, for me, it's all about boxing content, regardless of who it comes from or anything like that. And to have something like, with Rick Glazer, who said that PBC has done almost every single year for the past 5 years, is like crazy to me, because at the end of the day, it's all about boxing, and less boxing is not good news for anybody.
Yeah, that's, right now, Adam, wouldn't you say that JR Bell has the comment and the quote of the evening? And there it is. There it is. Tell you what, that was very well said, brother. And we're going to give you, because you're cooking, we're going to give you another chance to respond with this.
Maybe, just maybe, it's time for Rick Glazer's Twitter watch. Bang!
I get two. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. It's the corruption. It's the corruption. Boxing. We need a central, organized. Yeah. Do you remember when he was calling for the government to run boxing? How's that actually looking right now since we saw since Doge was created? How's that looking right now? His theory of we need government to run boxing. And I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. And you think it's corrupt now, huh? Jeez.
Who said that?
Teddy Atlas.
Who was in charge of that? Fucking Teddy Atlas? You really said that?
Teddy Atlas said that. He's like, we need a government-run centralized boxing agency to clear up the corruption. And I'm like,
yeah,
dude, you got to be kidding me. It's going to get even worse if you federalize it. Like, honestly, that was the worst idea I think I've ever heard. But guys, this is Rick Glazer's Twitter watch. So this is what he had to say today. He just posted this, James. I want to hear your response. He said this: I believe that Turki Al-Sheikh has done an excellent job of pushing the demise of PBC, intentional or not, but definitely moving PBC closer to the ultimate ruination by drastically lowering pay-per-view prices, taking Canelo from PBC, etc. Boxing does not need Al Heyman and PBC. Thank you, Turki Al-Sheikh. And that was his post. And he actually pinned that tweet earlier today at 7 a.m. James, what is wrong with this? Look, I love Rick Glazer. He's a dear friend of mine, and we've known each other for a very long time. But what is wrong with him? In what universe is it good for the business that he's in that another platform or another promotion, or let's just say another entity pulls their investment from boxing.
Mm-hmm. That's a great way for you to pretty much say it, because I mean, this is coming off of the news that had recently been released today, that Top Rank and ESPN will not have, you know, another deal after the next few months. So, you know, by the summer, we're not going to see Top Rank on ESPN. And it just gives, at least the sport of boxing from an American perspective, something where you're not going to be able to see it in a capacity that make it easier for people to find the content, right? So for Rick Glazer to make that particular comment, of course, we know him for years that he's had his, you know, little ordeal here with Al Heyman. He said that in reference to PBC over the past 5 years, like I was mentioning before. And it's not a good look in a sense. And the thing about the pay-per-view thing, and I don't know how this is going to work, right? Because what this means is either Riyadh Seas and Turkey LLC will have to make an adjustment to cater to the American market, or he may expect that people within the American market will invest towards buying these events in the middle of the day on Saturdays. And, you know, we're going to see here first off on February 22nd how that's going to work. But at least in my opinion, I don't feel like it's going to really get the success that Turkey Al-Sheikh is looking for unless he has it to the point where he'll have these events closer to the evenings there on Eastern time or something like that.
Yeah, I tell you what, guys, this is bad. I tell you what, let's go back to Fact or Fiction, and leave this up here for Mr. Adam Lopez. This is yours, my friend.
Yeah.
Number 6. We're going to jump around. We're going to go to number 6. ESPN leaving the business of boxing is an ominous sign for the health of the sport in the U.S. market. Fact or fiction?
Fact. I mean, you can already see the ESPN and ABC and Disney have invested a lot of money into the UFC aspect of their company. They promote it like hell, and they don't promote anything with boxing. I mean, even though like Top Rank hasn't put on a pay-per-view event with ESPN in a long time. I mean, I don't know if I'm wrong, but I can't remember the last ESPN pay-per-view that there was there. So I mean, and it's just not good. It makes it like it makes it weird because then you think like, okay, 10 years down the road, where is boxing gonna be? And then this happens and you go, it can't be looking good. I mean, Turkey can only do so much, but I mean, if we're having the biggest stars fight at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when no one's gonna be watching, I mean, what does that really do?
Yeah, this is bad, guys. And once again, I hate to say this, but we've told you so on this channel. Look, say goodbye, guys, to this hoto right here. Let me speak to him in a language you'll understand. Dude, you're a hoto. Not only do you write, you're a Canelo jock writer, and you're calling me a coward, and you can't even use your real name, Brandon Rojas. So I tell you what, for that, real man of genius, we're gonna say goodnight to Brandon Rojas. How do you like that, guys? There it is. Say goodnight. Goodbye, Brandon. So we're going to go back to Fact or Fiction, guys. We're going to play this here, right here.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for Fact or Fiction.
All right, guys. Where were we? Let's go back to
the ESPN joint. But I wanted to comment on it real quick because Adam Lopez
please do, JR.
Mentioned a thing there with Top Rank. The fight between Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko for the undisputed lightweight championship was the last time that Top Rank had a pay-per-view event.
What year?
On ESPN. That was what, 2023?
2023.
Yep. And, ever since then, they haven't necessarily had a fighter that could build up to that particular caliber. And, I guess, with what they've had, I guess ESPN said, hey, we don't necessarily want to utilize our resources towards your product. So, yeah, that's not a good move or not a good look here for the sport of boxing in general.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day, boxing usually had like 4 major pay-per-views like throughout the year within the seasons. You would always get a spring pay-per-view, Cinco de Mayo, the September, and then maybe a late December or one of the middle months, a summer month. But I mean, we get pay-per-views because that's all they can get. Like they're charging anything for pay-per-views now for any fight because they're not gonna. They're like, okay, well, we got to get a cash grab. We got to make something. So
Well,
let's
no,
just
no, it's
fuck
Adam.
it.
It's not just a cash grab. They have no choice.
I'm saying like
Like
they have,
who's going to pay for the main event? Who's going to
yeah.
pay for the main event?
I'm
You
saying like
need someone like once again. Most of the time, guys, if you get it for free on a network or on a
yes,
subscription, right? Say on Showtime or DAZN or HBO or Netflix, whatever. You're gonna have to pay something now because every channel now, you pretty much have to pay for. But
Mm-hmm.
pay-per-view, that's because one of these streaming apps, they weren't willing. This is a distribution deal. They weren't willing to pay for the main event. So they're making you, the way it used to be back in the day, the real bosses of boxing, where the fans actually pay for the main event. They pay to see a fight that they requested. And when you look at 70,000 purchases only for this pay-per-view, a fight that they actually asked to see, Benavidez versus Morrell, and they didn't show up, didn't want to pay $80, even though I guarantee you the bar tab for the Super Bowl was a lot more.
yeah.
And they don't want to pay for a fight that they asked to see, then you know what? Hey, you guys deserve to lose your beloved boxing in the American market. You had your
Yeah.
chance. So now, do you think that, JR, do you think the UK fans are going to treat their fighters this way?
No, they don't. Regardless of what they, pay for pay-per-view over there, they don't treat their fighters this way. We had this conversation in reference to the year 2023, which was one of the biggest years in boxing since probably 2015 or something. And fans still wouldn't put up the money. And so this is the result. Is boxing promotional companies shifting, moving over to the zone or other paywalls because they have to do what they need to do in order to keep up with the budget and pay their fighters.
Yeah, guys, look.
Okay, let me ask you something. This might be a
Yes,
stupid question, but let me
Uh-huh.
ask you that how much is a DAZN subscription?
$25 a month.
25 a month? Really?
Yep.
Well, at least we know now Adam
I thought the
Lopez
motherfucker-
doesn't subscribe.
I thought that motherfucker was like $10. I didn't know it was paying for $25 a month.
It started out as $10, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so it was $10 and now it's 25 fucking a month.
Mhm.
What is that? What is that in a year? How much is that? 25 times 12. Damn,
Dude, that's over
300.
That's over $300, dude.
okay, so $300 a year, and you're getting that for how many? I wonder how many subscriptions the Zone actually has. Subscribers.
Less than 500,000.
Are you
They
serious?
still haven't breached that 500,000 mark. That's why I was like, dude, Canelo leaving and signing with Turkey Al-Sheikh may have not just sunk PBC, but may have just sunk boxing in the American market. Hey, guys, get ready to buy your club tickets.
Yeah. So okay, but I mean, like, okay, what exactly does that $300 a year pay for if I'm still having to buy pay? That's what I'm saying.
Look, for me, it's more of like live. It's about live sports, and if you're not like interested in like soccer, or as they say, football too much, then you're not going to really get much here in the U.S. market. You really get more being outside of the U.S. through the zone than you do inside the U.S.
Well, they have over 17 million subscribers globally and less than 500,000 in America.
Okay, so basically 17 million subscribers worldwide, paying $300 a year. Fuck, I don't want to keep getting my fucking calculator out. Let me see.
And like we were saying there with the UK, in comparison to the US, it's not necessarily $300 a year for the folks in the UK, Japan, or I don't know, Italy or something like that.
No. It averages out to less than $10 a month when you look at the price per month subscription rate.
Yeah.
America is so expensive because the fighters charge the network a lot of money for the licensing fee, the promoters do, and we don't have any subscribers. So virtually, we're paying the guys who subscribe to the zone are paying for everyone who steals this shit on YouTube, like your brother PJ.
So I'm guessing from me doing 17 million times 300, it's $510 million. So if they're making $510 million, why the fuck do I still have to keep buying pay-per-views?
Because the licensing fees to show those other sports that are a lot more popular in other countries.
Yeah.
That's what they're paying for. That's where all the money goes. Dude, their investment in boxing really isn't that much.
Not much at all. It's a drop in the bucket.
Yep.
What?
A little drop in the bucket in comparison to their licensing or distribution for Major League Baseball or NFL or NBA that they do in these other countries. So, hey, they'll do what they need to do here for boxing, but
you know what, dude? Let's before we go forward, guys, and we're at the half hour mark. I have to tell you, man, I am right now snacking on a brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart, and this is the first time I've ever tried one. And I'll be honest, man, this is delicious, man.
Yeah, those are the best.
I've never had one of these. These are amazing. I'm enjoying a nice cup of coffee and brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tart, and dude, I didn't realize Pop-Tarts had advanced to this level.
They had been they've been there. That's like one of the original flavors.
No.
Yes, you've been missing out. You've been hiding under a rock,
dude. I have been.
Strawberry flavor. You know,
like when I was a kid, all I remember is strawberry.
Yes, with the white frosting and the
and
colorful
I don't really remember anything else.
No, dude, cinnamon has been there forever. It is so good. That is now you're making me want.
This is delicious. I'm dipping it in my coffee right now. It's amazing, man.
We were talking about coffee yesterday, and you know what I bought?
Did you buy a grinder?
Yeah, I bought that. I bought donuts to dip them.
Oh, dude, the Dunkers are the best. The Dunkers are the ones that you get. Don't get the ones like Krispy Kreme because those are too oily and greasy for your coffee.
It's like more solid. It's not like it's gonna break up in the coffee, even though that is.
Hey. Oh yeah, the other ones are gonna break up, right? So Eric Gomez, welcome to the show, sir, and says, "Yeah, cherry and chocolate are the only ones I remember back in the day." And Tony Boswell, welcome to the show, sir. Good to see you. It says, "I ain't ate a Pop-Tart since the '90s." Well, tell you what, I hadn't had one since the '80s. Oh, dude, do you remember this? Winchell's. It's with a W. Winchell's. Oh, yeah. Dude, they're actually, speaking of boxing and Winchell's.
Yeah, Winchell's.
They actually sponsor a lot of Mexican fighters.
Yeah, they sponsor like all the LA guys. Soto Carras had a Winchell's. Fuck. Let me think of a couple of other. Yeah, Winchell's loves boxing.
Treetop, good to see you, my friend. Iceman, thank you for hanging with us, my friend. I tell you what, so dude, if you can, I had no idea they have all these really awesome new flavors now, man. Dude, I'm like, dude, when did actually Pop-Tarts graduate to the 21st century? This is amazing. But anyway, guys, that's not the premise of this show. Let's get back to talking about boxing, guys. Since we're talking about ESPN, let's talk about this. Since ESPN is folding, guys, we'll go to number 5 for Big James Bell. Back to Fiction, brother. KEYSHAWN versus Gervonta Davis will happen in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia during the final quarter of 2025, brother.
Fiction.
Oh, boo.
I was going to say Tank's going to avoid KEYSHAWN.
No.
You don't think that? I think it had.
No.
Dude,
top rank. What will happen is you have KEYSHAWN with this fight against Berinchik.
Okay.
Then, regardless of what happens with the network deal, they're going to have KEYSHAWN in another fight in Norfolk, Virginia, defending that WBO title. And then they're going to figure out what's going to go on with the IBF title with Vasyl Lomachenko and make a decision with KEYSHAWN there. Yep.
What I want to know is, why is he talking so much trash about Gervonta Davis? Like, dude, if he wants to get a fight, has he not learned anything from David Benavidez?
Yeah, kiss the ring.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking, but talking with the people who are actually there with Top Rank, they usually know what they're doing and they have a plan for them, and they've been properly executing that plan ever since July of last year, and they're going to continue with that plan. So, yeah, the talk about him fighting Tank Davis is talk, unless if they really, really have a offer that they can't refuse or whatever the saying goes. But yeah, other than that, they got something for KEYSHAWN Davis to, fight in, Norfolk, Virginia. It could be against Ray Murataya or whoever there by the summer, and then after that, then they'll see what's up with Vasyl Lomachenko.
Dude, seriously, like, he is trashing him at him. Like, listen to this. He said this quote on Fight Up TV. I don't know what light skin is going to do. I'm out here doing what I need to do for my family and for myself. I don't think he's going to fight me, and and I don't like Gervonta Davis. I just don't like him. He has a feminine way about him. His character is so left field that I don't F with him at all. It's the same thing with light skin. I'm just waiting for him to send me a contract. End quote. Adam, if you were Gervonta Davis, would you send that guy a contract to fight him and make him his biggest payday to date after that crap?
I mean, no, but then I feel like this whole kissing the ring thing is kind of bad for the sport, even though you do need it. They do it to be smart businessmen. They do need to do that, but then at the same time, it goes like you need bad blood. Like UFC guys aren't fucking kissing the ring to fucking Conor McGregor. They're saying no, fuck Conor McGregor, and they're getting fights. So I mean, I see where like kissing the ring is a good thing also, but then at the same time, it's like, no, you need a guy to fucking really have bad intentions, and you need that personality in boxing. And I mean, I get what KEYSHAWN's doing. If he genuinely doesn't like him, he's free to say that. But then at the same time, it goes, if I have to kiss someone's ass to make a fight, that's kind of gay in itself, right? Like that's kind of fucking I gotta kiss this guy's ass just so he can fight me. It's like, no, I should be able to tell you, like, be able to say, like, you're fucking stupid, you suck, I'm better than you, I'll beat you, and that guy to be like, no, I'm gonna fuck you up. That's how a fight on the street would happen. I wouldn't have to go up to a guy and be like, "Bro, dude, you're a good guy. You know, fucking, I really want to make this fight happen. I really want to fight you. You know that, right? Me and a guy at a bar, I really want to fight you, and I think we would entertain everybody here at this bar. So let's fight." And then he goes, "You know what? You were so generous and nice about it. I'm gonna give you that fucking fight." It's like, no, I'm gonna go tell that fucking idiot that he's a fucking dumbass, and I'm gonna fuck him up just for looking at me.
Oh my gosh, Adam. Oh, jeez,
That's
dude.
why I feel like this would happen. That's how
This is great. This is great for the podcast, and it's hilarious. But tell me you don't honestly feel that way. This is a business. And it used to be your business, homie. And once again, this is still your business. You're a trainer.
I know, but I just don't like. I just don't like the. I have to like the fighters now have to like. Fighters have to like really think about talking shit to another guy that they want to get a potential big payday from.
James, are you picking all of this up, brother? Your thoughts on Adam Mantequilla's statement?
I mean that's the competitor in Adam Lopez there, so I see his point. And that bar situation is a perfect way to explain it. It's just, you know, as you said there, Joe, when you're in the business of boxing, you're pretty much conducting business in order to, you know, make a fight, and you know, at times being outwardly, being so outward sometimes just doesn't get the job done. You know, and you know, for KEYSHAWN, I mean, I said the thing in reference to plans and everything like that, but I'm going to see if I could, and I don't like to, because I didn't even do it when I was talking with him over in Vegas. But I mean, the topic will be raised again here this week, but I just don't see an avenue of where KEYSHAWN and Tank Davis will fight by the end of this year.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, man, I think the writing's on the wall. Gervonta Davis already announcing that he's going to retire after his next 3 fights. I'm like, dude, you know, Adam, that pretty much means you're retired. If you've already announced your retirement, I only have 3 fights left in me. Well, dude, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, like
we want to see anyway. What are you waiting for, dude?
Yeah, as soon as you think about life after boxing, you're mentally already checked out.
Yeah, and that's it, man. That's it.
And there it is.
I'll tell you what, guys, we're moving on. We are going to shift gears, and we're going to talk about our main event of the evening, and this one is for Mantequilla, number 2. No. We've already done that one, haven't we? Okay, here it is, number 3, brother. Fact or fiction, Mantequilla. CANELO will struggle with the crafty and underrated William Skull. Now, in a very unpopular and controversial unanimous decision, a la Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou on May 3rd. Fact or fiction?
Fiction. Canelo's going to run over that Cuban.
I'm sorry, what was that, brother?
I said fiction. Canelo's going to run all over that Cuban. He's going to kill that guy.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
really,
think
no kidding. Because does he have a good track record with Cubans?
Nah, but I don't think William Skull poses much of a threat.
You don't think he's Aries Landy Lara, huh?
Nah, I don't think he's Aries Landy Lara.
He's good enough to be that Ruski, man, Vladimir Shishkin.
I think William Skull's William Dole, dude. No one wants to watch that guy. No one wants to watch William Dole.
AR, what are your thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, I pretty much have the same thoughts there. I didn't see him really win that fight against Vladimir Shishkin when they had the bout for the IBF title. To me, I feel like this was a frustrating announcement to me, because coming off of the fight that I was at, and people like mentioned William Skull as an opponent for Canelo, and I'm like, so you mean to tell me that he would revisit having a fight with William Skull after giving up the IBF title, which he doesn't really need, because it would just end up being more money for him to keep now he's going to fight William Skull again just to say, oh, he's going to be undisputed in his bout against Terrence Crawford. Like, come on, man. What are we doing?
Oh, geez, man. I tell you what. Hold on, guys. Alberto says this. JR, do you know about this? Wow, Teofimo Lopez to headline a ring event at Alcatraz Island, reported by Ring just now. Let me guess. He's going to be taking on Richardson Hitchens.
Yeah, that looks like that's the plan. Alcatraz, listen.
That is pretty sick, though. Alcatraz Island, fucking
fight. It's a damn shame that matchup sucks. That's gonna be like watching paint dry, guys.
And you know what? It's gonna end up. Yeah, it's gonna be like watching paint dry, and Richardson Hitch is gonna end up winning.
Wow.
I don't know. I think Tio is taking a lot of time off, and he's not gonna. He doesn't have. He's kind of like low mileage at this point, which is good for him. But I mean, bad news is not. His reflexes might be as good as they used to be.
Wow, I tell you what, guys. The plot thickens, guys. You know, it really doesn't help. These guys charging millions of dollars, and then they get in the ring and stink out the joint and don't want to throw any punches, don't want to take any punches. Guys, I'll never forget this. A friend of mine who's a mainstream guy, he's not a fight fan, really. I mean, he likes to come out and show up for the pay-per-view events, at least he used to. And we were watching Canelo versus Charlo together.
Yes.
And he goes, you know what, Joseph, this is why I'm not a huge fan of boxing any longer. He goes, because maybe I'm just don't know what I'm looking at, but I like to see usually more fight in my fights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's exactly what fans are going to see at Alcatraz Island.
Oh, it's going to be a lot worse.
Oh, my gosh. It's going to be terrible, guys.
Like we talked about this in reference to matchups with Teofimo Lopez when he fought Jermaine Ortiz and specifically against Sandor Martin. It's going to be very similar to that because Teofimo is not a guy that, works well being aggressive. And everybody knows that Africa is not, a guy that, is assertive in his offense. So you're going to see, it's like I said, it's going to be worse than watching paint dry.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible, brother. That is just terrible. And look,
terrible, and really bad.
Man, that's just terrible, man. That's just terrible, man. And San Antonio women are just fat.
Hey, man, that's not a river. That's a creek.
Man, that's not a river, man. That's a creek, man. My piss, man, stream is much bigger than the San Antonio River walk, man.
I'll tell you what, gotta love Charles Barkley, man. I always thought he was going to win an NBA title. I'll tell you what, and nowadays, when they stack the deck against everybody just to win a title, in this version of the NBA, he'd have several rings.
Yeah.
But I always thought he was going to win it with the Phoenix Suns. That was his best chance, I thought. But anyway, guys, let's move on. Number 4, JR. Fact or fiction, brother? Terrence Crawford is not taking an interim fight before the Canelo showdown in September because he doesn't want to devalue the matchup any further than he already has after stinking out the joint against Israel Madrimov. Fact or fiction, brother?
Fact. The way that you said it there, yeah, that's a fact.
I mean, guys, look, if I'm lying, I'm dying.
It's crazy to me, but because a lot of people, fans that bring up Terrence Crawford and like his standing in boxing, it's one thing. Yes, we know how he's a very talented fighter. He's one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. But there are some in boxing that want him to show that he is actually who he is. That's why we, wanted to see if he could just go ahead and have the fight against Sebastian Fundora or have the fight against another world champion there, at 154 pounds, or at least have a fight at 160 pounds. Shoot, he could be fighting Carlos Adames for that one WBC belt at middleweight. You know what I mean? But he is there for the money, and that's what he's looking for. And I mean, he's seeing that here with this bout against Canelo Alvarez. And yes, I know that he's been around. Hey, we ain't ducking or dodging nobody. It's time for fact and fiction. Yeah, so I understand that he's been there around Floyd Mayweather. I know that he has around the same dimensions as Floyd Joyce Sinclair, but he doesn't have, for me, he doesn't have those intangibles. And his competitiveness might get him clipped against Canelo in September.
You know what, brother? I wish I could say that. But I'm sorry, after watching his fights with Victor Postal, and then most recently with Israel Madrimov, he is not going to take any chances to win that fight. He's not going to take any calculated risks in that fight. He is going to try to survive after tasting that power in the pocket from Canelo within the first 3 rounds. He's going to, oh, shit, this shit is real, man. And he's going to get on his bicycle, and he's going to do his best Jermell Charlo impression. Take it to the bank, guys. He is not above stinking out the joint in order to get the victory or win or make it to the final bell. And guys, we just saw that last year in LA. Adam, what about Jump Tube's comment? Welcome to the show, sir. He says, were you impressed with Bud's 186 and 455-pound deadlift?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't lift weights, so I'm impressed with any amount of weight. I'll be like, God.
I'm not, but that is because of the term impressed. I'm not surprised. That's who he is. That's what he's done. He's been able to move around, guys that are much bigger than him. And I'm talking about guys over 300 pounds. I mean, he has that background as a wrestler and being able to, as they say, get lower than, anybody and be able to just use his lower body in order to lift up, weights much higher than him. So, and as the saying goes in wrestling and in football, lowest man wins. So he's been doing that for many, many years. So I'm not necessarily impressed, but that's because I've seen it before. I've seen it multiple times.
Well, I'll tell you what, Adam, what do muscles and what does power like that do for you in boxing? And how does it hinder your speed, your quickness?
No, I really kind of am on the fence about that because I mean, old school trainers are never really into like strength and conditioning. I think strength and conditioning is one of the biggest scams in boxing. I feel the strength and conditioning is one of the biggest scams in boxing. Rudy Hernandez, the great trainer from LA, one time I heard him say, he was like, yeah, we don't really do strength and conditioning. We'll lift a little bit of weights, but other than that, do push-ups or pull-ups. But other than that, you want to get stronger, hit the bag harder. That's how you get stronger.
Yeah. And also you condition your knuckles and your tendons and your metacarpals in your hand. It's like, dude, come on, man. There's no substitute for sparring and working the heavy bag. And once again, man, I think pad work, strength and conditioning coaching, strength and conditioning coaches, all of this crap, man, doesn't make you a better fighter. Once again, and it helps your endurance. Really? Is that why we're throwing 100 punches around for 15 rounds? Is that why? Because you look at guys back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. They worked on average at a much more torrid pace.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody that think, okay, yeah, you're supposed to do these explosive jumps and it makes you more explosive, and that has really nothing to do with what I'm doing. You know how I throw 100 punches around? I throw 100 punches around during training. That's how I get used to throwing 100 punches around. Not doing an explosive jump, not doing a foot drill, not doing any of that. I throw 100 punches
Do
around.
you want to hear what Emmanuel Stewart, Adam, said about SNC coaches?
What's he say?
I mean, you already know the first part. Hey, you want to get rid of steroids and PEDs in boxing? Well, just ostracize, get rid of all these SNC coaches. They're the drug pushers of boxing. Man, notice that we never had to worry about any of our guys pissing dirty in the 80s or the 70s.
Yeah.
When did you ever hear of a guy pissing dirty back then? And he would also say this, man, I'm telling you, the reason why these fighters want to work with these guys, it gets them out of sparring. That's the only reason. But let me tell you, they're going to get soft eventually because nothing helps. Nothing gets you more prepared for battle like hard sparring. Waving a bunch of damn ropes and jumping on boxes ain't going to help you take a punch. And he used to say that all the time. And look at the way the sport has changed.
You kind of
20 years.
Right. It kind of changed. I don't know if we can put this all on strength and conditioning, but the lack, I mean, fuck it.
These guys are soft.
Yeah, I was about to say,
like some of them almost they're afraid to get hit.
The culture of hard sparring may have made the culture of lack of hard sparring made the sport soft in general.
Yeah.
Just like that's what I'm just talking about. I was just talking about talking shit and not having to kiss nobody's ass to get a fight. But I mean, without hard sparring and talking shit, now people are like, "Oh, you gotta treat me nice. You gotta treat me nice for me to fight you." It's like, dude, no, I just want to fuck you up. That's it.
Yeah. Eric Gomez, welcome to the show. Thank you for hanging with us, my friend. He goes, man, yep, Devin and Shakur are prime examples. Dude, right there. Right effing there. Two prime examples of guys asking for millions and look like they're afraid to get hit.
That's the thing about it. Shakur is never. I can't speak for Devin, but Shakur has never been someone who stayed away from hard sparring. That guy was like the epitome of fighting anybody at any time. But I mean, I guess with this culture of I need to get paid as much as I possibly can. There was a story that I heard of when Shakur was like 15 or 14 that he had a cast on his hand. And I forgot who it was. It was another guy that became a world champion or like a top contender. Fuck, I can't think of his name. Who it was, but they were at the Silver Gloves National Championship, and a guy challenged that same guy challenged them, and Shakur had a cast on his hand, and then fucking Shakur started fucking like crying and spazzing out, took the cast off, broke the cast just to go fight that guy. And
this really happened?
This really happened. I got a confirmation from Little Vito, Big Vito, Little Vito, who grew up training with him with his grandfather Wally Moses. And
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
He goes, yeah, we were there. That happened.
Well, let's just be honest. I'm sorry. I can't imagine Devin Haney ever doing that. I can imagine Shakur doing that.
I couldn't imagine Devin Haney doing that either.
I can't imagine Devin Haney doing that though, man.
The guy goes to dinner parties. I don't believe that happened. I don't believe it. I don't believe he's the type of guy to do that.
Guys, we're running out of time and we still have 4 left, guys. Okay. So let's continue. Who's up? Who's up to bat, guys? Who's getting the next one?
I don't know. Just throw out the question. Let's see who wants it.
All right, guys. All right. Who gets it first? We're playing the Family Feud now. Who's got the buzzer? Oh, hold on. Eric Gomez, comment of the night. He says, I can drop both Haney and Shakur with bad words. That's not bad, brother. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Really is.
Oh, look at this. Look at this dude.
I think it's
look at this dude. Look at this guy, you dead meat Heron. Dude, you can't even use your real name. And you're whining over $20 and I just forgot. I never said I wasn't gonna pay you, dude. Dude, are you guys gay? Like, dude, this is gay stuff right here. Look at this. And once again, why don't you post your real name, tough guy? Brandon Rojas. Why are you using Punchy? Look at Eric. He's got no problem using his real name. Punchy. Dude, what kind of fag does that? Anyway, man.
Well, I think it's
I tell you what,
Adam's turn.
I'm sorry, Adam. Dude, dead meat. And he's threatening me. Dead meat over $20, and he won't even use his real name, Brandon Rojas, you little girl. Anyway, guys, number 7. After an inspired and gritty effort this past Saturday against Otto Wallen, Derek Chisora just earned a massive payday against a shot Anthony Joshua later this year in Wembley Stadium. Fact or fiction, Adam?
I'm guessing fact. I mean, I didn't see Derek Chisora versus Otto Wallen. I know Rick was saying that Otto Wallen was completely shot on the last night's show. But yeah, I mean, what else is there for Joshua to do? I mean, Joshua's past his prime. The only thing he could do is just fill up stadiums. That's all he got. That's all he has left.
Yeah, look, this is a victory lap now for Anthony Joshua as well as Derek Chisora. That's a really popular matchup in the UK. James, something tells me though you're not going to fly out to the UK for this one.
No, I wouldn't. This could be a fact because I mean I didn't even know they kind of like mentioned that they feel like Joshua is going to fight Tyson Fury. I think this is probably the potential fight that could be next. And I feel like that'll happen by what? July or something like that. So yeah, I think that would be like the last fight, so for Derek Chisora.
Money fight in Britain.
Yeah, since he says like the conditions in Africa aren't good for him to, have a fight out there. So we said, you know what, let's have my last fight and make it a big fight in Wembley Stadium against Joshua. I could see that.
Yep, there it is. And I tell you what, guys, so we're moving on because, we're running out of time. Speaking of damaged goods, Adam, fact or fiction, Joe Joyce versus Dillian White is being dubbed as shot to shite on Queensberry Promotions fight poster. Fact or fiction?
Is that the real name for it?
No.
Is that the real name for the card?
No. Well, you tell me. Fact or fiction?
White versus Joe Joyce. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about those Brits. I don't care. I really don't care.
Oh, shot to bits. What do you think? Damaged goods or shot to bits? What do you think makes a better fight slogan for this?
Dillian White versus Joe Joyce. I don't know. You gotta give me at least maybe 5 minutes to think about it. But go through those two names again. Look.
You know what, Adam? You can always say pass, brother, if you're not familiar with the fighters.
I know. I've watched them. I've watched them many times, and I don't give a fuck about those guys. I'm not like involved. I'm not emotionally invested in these guys. I don't care about those Brits. I don't care about them.
All right, brother James, you want to move on from this, my friend?
Yeah, we can move on.
All right, last two guys. Last two. Here you go, Big James. Number 9. I'll do it in my best Pat Summerall voice. Jose Ramirez will spoil the drama for the tentatively scheduled rematch between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia by shattering Devin's dreams in April. Do you like the Gold Dust reference right there, brother?
Well, Pat, I think that's a fiction.
That's pretty good. That's a good John Madden. Pat, he's something special.
I like Devin Haney. No. That's a fiction. Ramirez is cooked. He's done. They did this in order to, properly set up that Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia bout scheduled for October. So they said, hey, let's give Devin Haney a freebie of sorts there with the Jose Ramirez fight. So I think it's going to be like an easy UD for Devin Haney to get his confidence back, and then he's going to, I guess, prepare to fight Ryan Garcia in October.
Yeah,
I was about to say something about that fight in October, but I'm
going
to,
brother. Speak your mind, homie. Speak your mind.
I'll say this: if that fight happens in October, don't be surprised if Ryan Garcia wins again.
Why is that?
Oh man,
I'm not sold with Devin Haney in what he can do in the ring, particularly against a fighter like Ryan Garcia, who is, I would say, bigger than Devin Haney, faster than Devin Haney, and so he could, go ahead and take a few risks here and there in order for him to land punches on Devin Haney, which is what happened in the first fight. Regardless of what he took or what he didn't take or whatever, I just think having what actually happened in that fight last year says that Ryan Garcia has all the confidence in the world that he could beat Devin Haney again.
I think that's 100% true. But I mean, like, I've never really thought Devin Haney was that guy. And then also, you got to look at Devin Haney on the outside of the ring. That guy is a fucking loser. Like, this guy is just losing everything. His girlfriend wants to fuck rapper. He's suing a guy for beating him up in a fight. Everybody's for him for that. He's getting beat up at carnivals. Like, this guy is he's a ticking time bomb, and it's just not going to be good for him. I mean, the guy should just quit boxing and just live out the rest of his life as a single father, dude. Just do that.
Yeah, you know what? And go testify on behalf of P. Diddy. So
yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, man, it's sad, sad, sad how the mighty have fallen. Last one, brother. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't even know if he would be the mighty.
Oh, well, I'm just being nice. Number 10, brother. Final fact or fiction for Mr. Adam Mantequilla Lopez. Fact or fiction, brother. Training with Canelo Alvarez and Eddie Reynoso won't do anything to fix Jaime Munguia's cracked chin, and it'll get stopped again later this year by Saras. Fact or fiction?
No, I don't know about that one. I think that one may be fiction. I mean, it could have been a shot in the dark, and I mean, I don't know if that guy poses another threat to Munguia again. I mean, there is such thing as a lucky punch. I'm gonna have to go fiction on this one.
Yeah. James, what say you, brother? Last comment of the night before we give our party shots.
I'm going to lean towards fact.
Yeah.
This is Jaime Munguia that has had a significant amount of fights up to this point in his career, and what I saw in that fight against Sarasi was that he didn't really move towards adjusting a little bit after scoring the early knockdown, and then when I saw him getting tagged up, particularly in the fourth round with the uppercuts and that type of stuff, I was like, uh-oh, this ain't looking good. And then you had that two-piece in the biscuit to the canvas. Oh, you had the cameraman on ring.
Yeah, man. That was bad, brother. That was bad. That was a brutal one punch, one hitter quitter, man.
Oh man, and you saw that cameraman.
I know.
What the?
Oh, listen. And the thing is, and the thing is with Eddie, with Eddie Reynoso, he is, one of the most notable trainers in the sport of boxing. But given the amount of fighters that he's had in his stable outside of Santos Alvarez Barragan, he really hasn't had sustained success with the number of his fighters. Maybe with Oscar Valdez, but outside of that, not really. So I'm not buying much into this combination here with Jaime Munguia and Eddie Reynoso.
Well, I tell you what, guys, that's going to just about do it. We'll find out. That's why they fight the fights. But if I had to guess, guys, a fighter's never the same once you crack that granite rock. That's it. You cannot put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Just doesn't happen in boxing. Once you crack that rock, that's it. Broken forever. We'll see what happens, though, guys. That's why they fight the fights. James Bell, your parting shots for our listening audience, my friend.
Once again, glad to be part of this discussion here. War Week Boxing with Brother Joseph Heron and here with Adam Lopez. We will get more from Coach Ronnie Shields tomorrow. You'll have the press conference coming up there through Top Rank as he has his guy Vito Milnicki Jr. taking on Connor Coyle. And that will be on Friday night. And we got like a lot more boxing to enjoy here in the month of February, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I tell you what, James, thank you for being here, my friend. And we'll have Ronnie Shields back next week. But dude, you always do a superb job. Thank you for everything tonight. Adam Mantequilla Lopez. Brother, thank you for taking the place of Ronnie Shields tonight. Did a great job, man. Your parting shots for our listening audience. And what is your prediction for Vito Milnicki, Connor Coyle?
I think Vito knocks him out first round, first punch. That's our prediction.
Yeah.
No. I anticipate a Vito win. Let's hope he has it's a coming out party. Let's hope that. That's what we
at
hope.
160.
Yeah.
Hey man, are we going to be going live this Friday evening? Calling the fight,
dude. Let's try to do. Let's shoot for that, and let's see if we can maybe do this at Speedway or something.
You know what? How about some halftime pizza action, brother?
Halftime. Let's do halftime pizza at fucking.
No, you want to do shots. That's why.
Nah,
you
they
shots,
yeah,
man.
I'm not a shots guy.
No kidding.
But okay. I do like a Jaeger. I do like a Jägermeister.
Well, we'll do Speedway then, my friend. Let's do a live show at Speedway Sports Bar, man, and watch our brother Vito Milnicki Jr. make his debut at 160 pounds. We're also going to see KEYSHAWN Davis's first title opportunity against the crafty and awkward Dennis Berenchik. Little Phil Collins in the air tonight. Tell you what, guys, that's going to just about do it. Guys, on behalf of the always classy JR Bell and my brother, Adam Mantequilla Lopez, I'm Joseph Heron. Don't forget, guys, we're going to have Ronnie Shields next week on Tuesday. And don't forget to tune in to the Top Rank show this Friday night. But until then, have a great evening, everybody.
Presents Living Legend an elite level trainer for Ronnie Shields.